What's up, guys? This is Jeff back with a new video on the Discgolfthreads channel. This one's going to be a little bit different of a video. This is going to be my round at Garfield from a little bit ago. And I'm just going to talk with you guys and let you guys get to know me a little bit more and explain the kind of the history of myself, disc golf, and Discgolfthreads. So, yeah, let's get into it. So first, let's start off with my disc golf career, history, however you want to phrase it. But I started playing disc golf for the first time when I was a freshman in high school. My mom recently started dating my current stepdad, and he and my mom were gonna take me along, and she went disc golfing a few times with him, and she wanted me to try it out. So gave me a couple of his discs. We went to a course that doesn't exist anymore in Greenville, Michigan. It was behind the Parks and Recs department. It's a very open park course. And yeah, so at first I would just throw forehands.
Further than I wanted, that's for sure.
And being a freshman in high school, I thought, wow, this is kind of easy. I don't know. Forehand kind of just felt natural to me, but it never really clicked into being something that I really truly enjoyed at the time. So, and then we went to Newaygo State Park a couple weeks or months later. I can't even remember the time between these, but same thing. I liked the being out in nature, but it just didn't really click with me like that. So fast forward a couple years, maybe I might have done it a couple more times with them here and there throughout the time, but for the most part didn't really get into it. But my friend Aaron and Nate and Dylan, we all kind of started. Well, actually, let me backtrack. My buddy Aaron told us about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I did that in high school once or twice. So then we started getting into it and going with him now and again, and never really got that serious. I just used my nice little drawstring bag with like 3 or 4 discs, and we just throw forehand, and we were terrible. And me and my buddy Dylan would just fight for last place because we were just so bad. And yeah, and then eventually, basically, we started going in when I was living in Lansing a couple times here and there. Nothing really crazy, like once or twice a couple months. And then I moved back to Grand Rapids, and we were closer to my buddy Aaron, and he was the one that played the most of the time. So we started going a couple more times a month, and then that was the end of 2019, and then COVID hit. And I got furloughed from my job at the time, so I had a lot more free time. So my stepdad also got furloughed, so then at one point that summer we were just going, and it was just something to do, and we'd go outside and play. And even at this time, I wouldn't even consider myself good. I was just figuring out the game. I was still primarily forehand only. I would throw backhands here or there, but for the most part forehands. And then midsummer 2020, that's when I bought my van, because I was sick of paying rent and spending $1,000 a month just to sit around and do nothing. And only time I ever did anything fun was I was outside anyway. So I had always been kind of interested in the van life concept, and I said screw it and just jumped into it. So at this time I was probably playing 3-4 times a week and just really enjoying being outside and stuff. So yeah, so I got into the van life. I started spending more time with my buddy Aaron, and we'd go discing after he got out of work. And yeah, then I started traveling that winter, doing actually van life, and I spent a lot of time down in the Carolinas area. And that's when I truly fell in love with the game, just seeing a bunch of different courses and just how the different landscapes and different areas of the country offered such different type of golf, really. And the previous winter, 2020, I hurt my elbow pretty bad just because I was throwing forehands only. So I just threw a couple too hard in the wrong way and just kind of tweaked it. And I wanted to keep playing, so that was when I kind of set my nose down to learning how to throw backhand, and I really just slightly started to get better, you know, and I actually paid. Chris Dickerson was doing some form kind of breakdowns for $50, and I said screw it, you know. I was getting a little more consistent my backhand at the end of 2020, so I said screw it, paid the $50. I had a big issue of throwing nose down, but like into the ground. So yeah, he pointed out a few things. I was going high to low a lot and getting that too much downward motion and looking away from my target. Just a couple little things here and there. And I remember to this day that next spring I was down in Charleston, South Carolina, and just figuring out stuff to do. I was at I'll look it up and put it on the screen now, but I was at a city park, and it was really hot, like middle of the day, and down there when it's that hot, you just don't want to really do anything. So they had this nice park with the highway overpass over it next to a nice little visitor center.
What is it?
And then they just had this like big field. So I was just doing a lot of field work and just enjoying the nice weather down there. And I have a couple clips of myself and just throwing the disc and trying to take those pointers from Chris and really putting them in.
Nice.
And yeah, stuff just started clicking.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know, I just fell in love with the backhand form and like what goes into changing your form, because up until like college I played basketball here and there, but was always a small kid, so never really got good until a later age, and then just kind of refining and picking little things apart and just trying to get overall better mechanically. I just found to be really enjoyable. So then after the Carolina trip, I actually did. When I was down there visiting, my brother lived down there at the time, and I actually got him to go disc golfing a few times. So that was pretty cool to see him play and kind of just see those things that new players do that everyone does when they start off. So yeah, I just basically started adding on layers of improvement, and then come back and then do some video practice with my stepdad and just kind of seeing the evolution of my form. But I'd say end of 2019 into 2020 is when I really started to play disc golf more consistently and actually enjoy more than just going to play. I enjoyed getting better and pushing myself to get better. So going into 2021 was when I really started playing tournaments. My first ever tournament was Big Dog in 2020. Didn't have a PDJ number, didn't know what the hell I was doing, got smoked, but just really liked the experience and the overall like attitude of the game. So that'll be the first front nine. Come back for the back nine, and we'll continue this conversation. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, comment. Love you guys.